here you have it, folks. A gorgeous 1967 Camaro. Now, this guy has done a fantastic job of restoring it. Paint is beautiful. He's got a 427 in it. He's done a nice job on it, hasn't he, Sam?
Sure has, and it's a beautiful car. You know, it's an RSSS with hideaway headlights. Got the whole deal. It had some modifications, got a dual master cylinder. And of course, this big block, he's been having some overheating problems, and that's what he's been looking for.
Yeah, and that's what happens with these engines a lot of times over time, especially a car this old. You know, he's been chasing this cooling problem. He's got new hoses and probably new thermostat in it. But more than likely, this old radiator's got corrosion inside. You can't see it, which cuts down on his cooling. So we're going to take care of that.
It's also old technology. We're going to update it with some new technology.
All right, let's get started on this, Sam.
All right, buddy.
Got it, buddy?
Yep.
All right, let me have it. All right. Well, folks, all right, now we got it out. Now we can take a look at it. Now, it looks like it's in pretty good shape, but you know what? Looks can't always tell you what's going on with the radiator. They give you a lot more information about these radiators. We have a real expert, Don Armstrong from US Radiators here. Don, come on in and bring that brand new one in, will you? Boy, you can really see a difference in here. Now, this radiator supposedly originally came out here. Is that the original radiator in this car?
No. No, it's pretty close. This slanted filler neck, GM started using that in the cars in the 70s, 71, 72s. This is the style of filler neck that was available in 66, 67, 68, 69 Camaros. Also with the 427, the big blocks, they had a curved top connection.
Instead of a straight one coming out like that.
Instead of a straight one coming out.
Now, one thing I notice here, this is a lot thicker for some reason than this.
Actually, they're about the same thickness. This is maybe an 1/8 of an inch thicker. It was just a 60 style core. The big difference is the fin design. From 1958 till about 86, this was the standard for core designs for copper and brass radiators by the OEs. It's a 1/2 inch fin, 9/16 centers. About the late 80s, all manufacturers went to what we call the high efficiency, which is a 3/8 inch fin. Much more compact core, better heat dissipation.
Okay, now, other than the difference in that, what else is there? Anything else different in these fins that makes them unique?
Actually, not really. These are louvered so that the air can flow through the fins. These were also louvered, but they were big louvers, not as efficient. Everything went for more efficiency. They wanted to transfer more heat with smaller space.
Now, these fins, the fins inside here, what are they made out of? Those
the fins are copper. The fins are copper. The tubes are brass. The tanks are brass. Steel side plates. These cross-flow radiators were one of the few that ever bolted in. Mostly they sit in saddles, top and bottom clamps. In the Camaros, they used a bracket and bolted them into the core support.
So this radiator now really is more in line with the original radiator and more true to this car than this one here.
Exactly.
Then I think this is the one we're going to put in.
It'll make the car run nice and cool. And it is the original radiator for the car.
Now, a radiator like this, I mean, it's got a lot of age in it, a lot of miles on it. What usually happens in here that causes it to lose efficiency?
It'll corrode a little bit on the inside. Most of the corrosion comes from the engine block. The cast iron, the rust, it gets built up in the tubes. It'll cause it to clog up and eventually run warm, run hot.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks, we're going to go ahead and we're going to install this one. So let's get started on that. This is a lot easier to put in there too, Don.
All right, Davey, all the hoses are tight.
All right, well, we got it up here. We'll let that settle for a little bit, see how much we got left in it. But now you can see how easy it is, and at least we got the right radiator now for the right car. It looks pretty good. And Don, I want to thank you for stopping by and give us a lot of good tips and information on this.
You guys are welcome.
Thanks a lot, but I learned a lot. I'll tell you what, when you're filling your cooling system, run the engine, let the thermostat open with the cap off. Make sure you bleed out all the air.
Good tip. We got a lot more coming here on Motorhead Garage. Stick around. All right. Air's coming out of it. We'll see how it settles and it'll be done.